In our quest to understand the divine, we often begin with names. Names hold power, they hold history, they shape our understanding of the world and our place within it. In the ancient traditions that gave us the Bible and the Quran, we find two fundamental names for God that are not the same. They represent two sides of a cosmic reality, like the two poles of a magnet. The first of these is Eloh. This name speaks of the origin, the source from which all of creation pours forth. It is the unmanifest potential, the silent, powerful beginning of everything we know and everything we cannot yet see. It is the mystery of where we come from. On the other end of this divine spectrum is the name El. If Eloh is the starting point, El is the destination. It is the name for God as the ultimate goal of all existence. It represents the point to which all of creation is returning. Think of it as a great river flowing from a hidden spring. The spring is Eloh, the source. The vast ocean it flows into is El, the final union. This distinction is not just a matter of language, it is a profound spiritual map. It tells us that our lives are not a random series of events, but a meaningful journey. A journey from a divine origin heading toward a divine destination. This concept of origin and destination is fundamental to how we see ourselves. We are not just born into the world, we emerge from a source that is greater than us. We are not just living and dying, we are moving toward a purpose, a final resting place. The name Eloh reminds us of our sacred beginnings, the spark of divinity within us. The name El gives us hope and direction, pointing us toward a future where we are reunited with that source. This duality is the foundation of a story that unfolds across generations, a story about humanity's relationship with the divine. Grasping this difference is key to unlocking deeper spiritual truths. The ancient texts do not use these names interchangeably by accident. Each one is chosen carefully to reveal something specific about God's relationship with humanity at that moment. When the story speaks of creation, of power, of the raw force that brings worlds into being, the name Eloh is often present. But when the story shifts to guidance, to covenant, to the personal journey of an individual seeking God, the name El appears. It is the name you call upon when you are lost in the desert, looking for the way home. It is the name that promises a conclusion to the journey started by Eloh. The story of this journey from origin to destination finds a powerful voice in a figure often overlooked, Hagar. She was an Egyptian handmaiden cast out into the harsh wilderness, alone and desperate. She believed her son and she herself would perish. In this moment of absolute despair at the very edge of life, she has a profound encounter. An angel of God finds her and speaks to her. She is told not to fear. She is told her son will become the father of a great nation. But even before this moment in the desert, Hagar had already received a revelation about the divine name. When she first fled into the wilderness while pregnant, she encountered the angel of the Lord, who told her to return and promised her countless descendants. In response to that earlier miraculous encounter, Hagar gives God a name. She calls him El Roi, which means the God who sees me. And she is told to name her son Ismael. This name is incredibly important. It translates to God hears. In her darkest hour, Hagar did not just receive help. She received a name for her son that would forever embed the divine destination El into human history. Her son became the living embodiment of the promise that God hears the cries of those journeying back to him. He was the first to carry the name of the destination. This event marks a pivotal moment in spiritual history. Before this, the focus was often on the immense power of Eloh, the creator, but with Hagar and Ismael, the story becomes personal. The divine is not just a distant force, but a compassionate destination that sees, hears, and guides. Ismael's name became a testament to this truth. It was a sign that no matter how lost one might feel, the journey has a purpose. The destination, El, is always listening. Hagar's revelation in the desert opened a new chapter in humanity's understanding of God. The importance of Ismael's name cannot be overstated. It established a pattern that would echo throughout the ages. It was a bridge between the abstract idea of a divine destination and the lived experience of a human being. Through her suffering, Hagar was given the honor of revealing this name to the world. Her son's name was not just a label, it was a creed. It was a declaration that the journey through the wilderness of life is not a journey into nothingness. It is a journey toward El, the God who hears, the God who sees, the ultimate home for all souls. The pattern started with Ismael, did not end with him. It became a sacred tradition, a way of connecting future generations to the divine destination. Many of the most important figures in the Bible carry a name that includes El. Think of the prophet Samuel, whose name means heard by God, or the prophet Daniel, God is my judge. Even the angels have names that point to this destination, like Gabriel, God is my strength, and Michael, who is like God. Each name is a story, a personal connection to the journey toward El. These names are like signposts on a long road. They constantly remind the people of their covenant and their purpose. When you say the name Israel, you are saying he who strives with God. This name was given to Jacob after he wrestled with an angel, another powerful story of a human encountering the divine directly. The entire nation of Israel carries a name that speaks of this intimate, dynamic relationship with the destination El. The name itself becomes a prayer and a declaration of identity. It reinforces the idea that life is a struggle, a striving, a journey toward God. Every time one of these names is spoken, the legacy of Hagar's revelation is renewed. It is a continuous echo of the promise made in the desert. God hears, God sees, God is the destination. The names are not just historical artifacts. They are active spiritual tools. They connect the person to a lineage of faith, stretching all the way back to that first naming of Ismael. They weave the concept of El into the very fabric of family, culture, and history, ensuring that the path to the destination is never forgotten. The presence of El in these names is a constant guide. This tradition shows us the deep human need to name our destination, to make it real and personal. It is not enough to simply believe in a vague afterlife or a distant creator. The names containing El make the divine relationship immediate and concrete. They declare that God is not just a universal force, but a personal strength, a personal judge, a personal guide. This beautiful tradition of naming is a testament to the power of a single revelation, given to a woman in the wilderness, which forever shaped how we speak of our journey home. So where does this journey of names lead us? It leads to a name that unites the two poles of creation, Allah. This name is often misunderstood in the West as simply the Arabic word for God. But it is much more profound than that. The name Allah is a unique contraction of the Arabic Alilah. Al is the definite article, the Ilah is the Arabic word for a god or deity, and it shares the same ancient Semitic root as the Hebrew names Eloh and El. Therefore, Alilah or Allah means the God. It carries within it the echo of both the origin and the destination. When a person says Allah, they are not just referring to a generic deity, they are speaking a name that contains the entire cosmic cycle. It holds the concept of eloh, the unmanifest source from which all life springs, and it holds the concept of El, the manifest destination to which all life returns. The name itself is a declaration of unity, of Tawhid, the central principle of Islam. It says that the God of creation and the God of revelation are one and the same. The origin and the destination are not two separate things, but two aspects of a single, indivisible reality. This is why, for Muslims, the name Allah holds a deeper resonance than the English word God. The word God can be made plural, gods, or given a gender, goddess. But Allah is a proper name. It is singular, with no plural and no gender. It represents the ultimate, all-encompassing unity. Saying Allah is an act of remembrance. It is a verbal confirmation of the journey of existence. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. To Allah we belong, and to Him we shall return. This famous Quranic phrase perfectly expresses the cycle contained within the name itself. In the end, the names we use for the divine shape our entire spiritual world. The journey from Eloh to El, first named through Ismael, finds its ultimate completion in the name Allah. It is the name that captures the full story, the mystery of our origin, the purpose of our journey, and the promise of our return. Speaking this name is more than an act of prayer. It is an affirmation of our place in the grand cosmic cycle of life, death, and renewal. It connects us to the totality of existence, from the first moment of creation to the final, beautiful reunion with the source of all being.